Good evening. Well, it's evening for me, but it'll be morning for you when we get started on this. This module here is our second module for this unit, which is an introduction to world history. So today I'll go over a little bit about how self-paced works and how we're going to proceed moving forward in a blended learning environment. So welcome to U.S. History. There are four aspects of this class that I'd like to share with you. First is that we'll do some chronological history and some thematic history. Because of the EOC or the end of course exam, we will be sticking largely to chronological, but I'm hoping that at the end of each unit we can do a little thematic so that we can see how that unit relates to prior history and also history that's more current and relevant. Blended learning, like this, I will create videos from time to time, but sometimes I'll just select really good ones that are better than I can do in order for you to gain your background information for the course. A self-paced structure, which means that you control the pace of your learning, and mastery-based learning. So you will progress from one module to the next when you show mastery. So when you demonstrate that with an exit ticket, you can go to the next module. So the thematic approach, just to I'm going to go through this a little quickly because we'll come back to this later on when we actually dive into some thematic history. Do you know why we learn history chronologically? Well, we've always kind of done it. And with a thematic approach, we can dig a little deeper. So this will be a deep dive after we've learned some chronological history to make better connections with history to modern issues. And our goal in this class is really not to memorize dates and facts. It's to gain critical analysis and to find out your own answers to questions that have plagued people for centuries and throughout the world. And then we'll also learn how these themes fit into chronology. Some of the themes we'll look at this year are democracy, equality, foreign policy. Blended learning. This will not be your typical classroom. Each module will either have a teacher-selected video or another resource to give you background. Then this allows you to move on or revisit something if you need a refresher. You'll navigate through the assignments with the help of recorded videos, your peers, or asking questions. And after you've completed the background, you'll complete an activity and reflection questions. So this is something that I'm planning on doing. It's not going to be ready for tomorrow's class or the class that I'm recording this for, but every day you're going to be in charge of your learning. There's going to be a pacing tracker on the front screen and attached to Schoology, which has your progress on the unit. This is there to see where you're at in the unit. It is also there for you to decide and set your goals for that day's class. So you're going to, I will be updating it every day. If you come in and you notice that something's missing, then you're like, hey, Ms. Shepard, you have to put that in. I'll make sure that I update it at that time. So as soon as you achieve mastery, you're able to move on to the next module. There are going to be targeted due dates. So you do have to try to keep pace. If you fall a little bit behind, then it's probably a good idea to see me so that we can come up with a plan for you to catch up. But if you go through it more quickly, you get to move more quickly through the curriculum. So it's up to you to stay on pace and use class time to complete the modules and achieve mastery. But once our unit is over, you can continue to work on missing work, but not during class time. You can do that during your option time, etc. So that's what I mean by like homework or conferences. You can do it for homework. And again, homework in this class will largely be self-imposed. If you're not working in class and achieving mastery in class, it may pile up for after school. So make sure that you're using your time wisely during class. And then also some of that flex time that you, or not flex time, option time that you have can also help with that. So mastery-based learning, what we do in this class is when your assignments are completed, you submit them, you turn in any activities that go along with it, and then you're going to come up to me, you're going to turn in your phone, and then you're going to take a mastery check. These are mostly short answer questions, but they could also be some multiple choice, which are going to help you practice for the EOC. Did I master this content as I need to know it for the EOC? Could be a short document-based question. These are completed individually and in the classroom with me in a designated area. You don't get to take it out of the room, okay? And you must get 80% to earn mastery. If you are below 80%, then we'll talk about what revisions you need to make so that you can achieve mastery and how I can support you in achieving mastery. So now what you're going to do is hit pause on here And on your version of this Google slide presentation, you are going to click here and you're going to do a quick Google form to see if you've comprehended this video thus far. Okay, so hit pause and then take that quick Google form and then record your first attempt here. If you get 80% on your first attempt, then you can move on. If you need to take it again, take it again. Okay, hit pause. All right, so why a modern classroom? So have you ever sat in a classroom and wished that the teacher would go back and review a part because you didn't understand, or you came back from an absence and you felt really lost, or maybe you felt unchallenged because the class was going so slow for you and you wanted to jump ahead, or it's something you already kind of mastered before. It's a skill that you already had and you practice it and you're like, I'm ready to move on. So these are common issues when a teacher, you do sit and get, the teacher just talks and leads the discussion. We don't know always what you know and what you're capable of. So in a modern classroom, it means that I record myself giving lessons or on a video or carefully select a video, and then I'm freer to help students who need more support or to help extend the learning of students who don't need so much support, but maybe are moving ahead more quickly, and I can find ways to deepen your understanding. Another part of being in the modern classroom means that you need to show that you truly understand a lesson, and this is that mastery piece. Everyone is going to have to do maybe a revision here or there. So all U.S. history students may have to revise at some point. If you don't learn one skill, you can't move on and learn it again. So you have to master the little steps that I set up for you to get all the skills that we need and to develop those skills over the course. So what I would like for you to do is hit pause and answer these two questions based on the information on the prior slide on your own Google Slides presentation. All right, next, how am I graded? So every day you're going to come in and do a do now sheet. This is your plan for the day or the class and how you're going to get the work done. Sometimes I'll grade the process activities and give feedback on them so that you are going to be set up for mastery. Those are included in 30%. And then at the end of each unit, you'll complete the exit slip for mastery. And when you're done with that, you move on. Mid-unit checks and summatives will be more heavily weighted, like 70%. This is where you're showing mastery of a large group of content or a larger unit. So this is unit summits. It could be any unit summative. It could be a test. It could be a project. And all process work should be completed before you take the summative. Okay. The process is how you get to the summative. And by doing the process at 80%, you should be able to hit 80% or better on the product or the summative assessment. So when you get to class, what should you do? First of all, you should check the daily tracker when I have it posted. I've got to get around to making those and getting those all teed up for you. Then you're going to complete a do now sheet. So take the first 5 minutes of class to tell me your plan for the day. You fill out that sheet and I will have a place for you to put that on my desk. Then you're going to complete the module that you'll find at Schoology. You're always going to have some kind of background information or instruction or reflection questions within that module. And then as you navigate that, you can get help from peers. You can seek out a conference with me or a small group. You can work collaboratively, but you have to make sure you understand. And then you complete the mastery check, which is that exit slip at the end, and you do it independently. You turn it into me and you do it in a designated area with me. Then lastly, you either have to revise your mastery exit ticket or you can move on if you've hit 80%. So what will I be doing? I'll be meeting in small groups with students or one-on-one. I'll be checking in with you on your progress. I'll be providing you with video instructions so you can go back for more help, grading your mastery checks, and then updating the progress tracker. Grade categories or grading policies. This is just a general how things will get entered into Schoology. So for grade categories, we'll have a product category, which is everything that we do to learn the content, and that will be 30% of your grade. And the product is the final. So product is your summative. So 70% of your grade is that product, what comes at the end that shows that you've mastered the unit. And everything leading up to that is process, and that's 30% of your grade. So anything you do day to day to learn the content is a process grade. If you are earning 70% or below in the class, then you will be required to attend class. You will not be able to just go and work in the option area during class. You will have to attend class, work directly with me until you're back on track and functioning well in the self-paced environment. So just bear that in mind. 70% in class once grades go in, and I won't be releasing people out into the open until I have grades in and I see that you're working at 70% or better. You're permitted to submit some assignments that are classified as product to show mastery of the skill, concept, or content, and you can face penalties. As long as you're keeping a good pace, even if you're a little bit behind, I'm not inclined to penalize you. So I want you to really work on the skill of being present every day and doing what you've set out to do, following or getting that goal of what reached that you set out to do. All right, so now you're going to do a reflection. So what I want you to do is to tell me a little bit about your past social studies courses. I know I say history, but you took social studies in middle school. And tell me what you liked and what you disliked and why. And then when you feel like you've mastered the information in the Screencastify and in the Google Slides presentation, see me for your exit ticket, and you will do your first exit ticket / mastery check. All right.